All right, so you have your circle drawing done, and now we want to begin to paint. Now we are going, our goal is to make nice, clean, flat colors and stay within a line and then mix them, okay? Believe it or not, when we do this assignment and this assignment, I'm going to be grading how clean and neat and straight your edges are, like on this one and on this one. You'll see that that's what they have in common. So that's a skill that we're going to learn and continue on with all three of the acrylic paint or paintings that we're doing. And you will need for this, you will need the paint tray. You're going to need your brushes. You're going to need this tray. You're going to need to get your own cup of water. I got some water in here. And you're going to need some paper towels, okay, that you can throw away on this as well. Now I always do this. I spend the extra money on these paint brushes. So let me demonstrate to you what the differences of these three are. There is a big flat one. There is a smaller flat one. And there is a pointy one with a lid on it. And you can paint with all three of these. I want you to try it out. You can get very small points to. This is really helpful around the edges of things, and this is good for filling in the whole thing. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mixing tray. Now here's a little of the secret here. You don't have to fill this up all the way. Sometimes my students want to fill that all the way up to the very top to paint just this little thing like this. If I had this full of paint, I could paint a quarter to a half of this whole painting with just one of these, maybe an entire painting with just this one thing. So just because this has this set amount of volume doesn't mean you need to mix that much. And it's going to be difficult for you to get extra paint. You might have to go buy it yourself or come in to school or something. I don't know what you're going to do. So you want to be careful. You also don't want to pollute these colors. One easy way of polluting these colors is accidentally putting the wrong lid on. If I put the white on the red, it's going to make that pink. If I put the green on the red, it's going to make it ugly brown. Sometimes I have students say, Mr. Lane, someone came in last night and mixed up all my colors. And I say, I don't think someone mixed up your colors. I think you just put the lids on wrong. The other thing I don't want you to do is go like that and just pound them on so you can do it quickly. Twist them on. They do better that way. All right, I don't know why kids do that. Now, here are the three. One of the reasons I've given you three different brushes is that I want three. And pardon me while I reverse this camera. That might not make a difference to you, but it does to me. Because when I look up there, I want to see my right hand is my right hand. So this is what I use to mix with. This is what I do the small detail. And then this can also do small detail. I don't actually use that one a whole lot. But that's up to you how to do it. When you go to mix, it is important that you mix enough paint once because it's hard to mix the same one over and over again. With 3 million different colors, it's hard to get it exactly right. So always start with the lightest color. So if I'm going to make sort of a light orange with yellow, and you have to do at least two, but you can do three, yellow, red, and white. The lightest of those is the weakest of those is the white. If I was using black, the weakest of those would be the yellow. And then maybe followed by the red. So I'm going to do 2 or 3 scoops of this. And then I'm going to add, a little bit. I should do yellow next. I'm going to add a little bit of red and make it kind of a pinky color. Now I don't want to pollute this. Now that I got all this paint on here, I'm going to try to get the excess off. So what I do is I just, zoom in there. I just rub the edge like that and get the excess off. I'm going to need to clean my brush before I put it in there. So I always tell the kids, make the fishy noise. Because if you just do that tappy thing, you get water all over the place. But not a big deal, I guess, if you're at home. You're not going to get anybody else's painting. Okay, so I'm going to take a pretty big scoop of yellow and add it to my kind of light pink here. That's kind of a neat color. I kind of like that. Like I said, these colors I do not like. They are my least favorite colors. But boy, when you mix them, you can get some good colors. And I think this one's pretty good. Now I'm not going to wash my brush off. I'm just going to set it aside. And I'm going to take my smallest brush here, and I'm going to get some paint on it. When you paint, this is how to get the best control of your paint. Number one, only get paint on the brush side of it. Don't get paint way up here and on your fingers. That's going to cause problems. I actually put my hand on the table for control. And I'm going to paint this side first, and then I'm going to turn the whole board around to paint the other side. Okay? And that gives me control on the one side. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so you can see what I'm working on. And I am going to just steady doing a straight line. I'm not brushing on the edge. Brushing is for the middle like this, but on the edge I'm just going to go straight and solid. I'm going to try not to go over the lines. I'll get a little more paint on my brush. I don't know if you saw it getting dried out there. The trick is to control it. Now this is a small enough spot. I'm going to turn it, that I can do it all with my small brush. If I'm doing this big area right here, I'm gonna paint the middle with this to give it, that would be some of the big areas. I probably couldn't do this with this brush over and over and over again. So so that's why I didn't wash it while I mixed it, because maybe I'm going to use that paint that's on there right there. So I'm going to go nice and steady, and then I'm going to go smooth on the middle. So I'm going to go steady on the sides and then smooth in the middle, okay? And I want to show you what I can do with this small brush. Now the trick here is controlling the water. Don't get, when I wash this out in the water, dry it off. If you don't dry it off, you're going to make that too watery. If your paint starts to look like it's very, very made out of watercolors, then probably you're not cleaning your brush out very well. I'm going to zoom in, okay? And focus that. I am going to, let me see, we're right here, okay. I can't talk and do this at the same time. I just used this big brush and I painted this small line right there. At this point I usually get claps in the classroom. Thank you, thank you. I made a brush about the same size as a pencil. Sometimes I can get even smaller than a pencil line with my brush. That's I can't quite do it today. I had a pretty small line there. But you can get this brush very, very, very small by getting it to the point and controlling the paint on there. All right. And I would, like I said, when you go to clean up, make sure that you clean your brushes really well. If you leave them like this overnight, you'll ruin the brushes is what it comes down to, and then you won't have brushes. So I'm going to maybe first rinse them off in the paint tray and dry them off. I might even take these to the sink and give them a little swish in the sink when I clean that out too. So you want to cover the whole, every shape here with a different color and a mixed color. Get nice straight edges and flat colors. That's what I'm going to grade you on. All right. We'll probably work on this a couple days. So you're going to see a studio day come up. I might give you one assignment on color theory or something like that. But at least today for a half hour, maybe tomorrow for a half hour, maybe even the next day to get this painting done. I want you to take your time, do an excellent job, and but check in every day to see what assignments we have. So I might have some learning to do in between that.